Title: The Gentle Giraffe Who Built a Bridge of Bravery across rivers. In a quiet corner of the savannah, where golden grass whispered secrets to the wind, there lived a giraffe named Gerry. Gerry was not the tallest giraffe, though his neck stretched high enough to tickle the clouds, but he was known for something far rarer. He was gentle. While others strode proudly across the plains, Gerry moved slowly, carefully, always watching where he stepped. He greeted butterflies, bent low to speak with beetles, and never drank from the river without first making sure no tiny creature was nearby. One evening, as the sun melted into shades of amber and rose, Gerry wandered toward the blue river. The river was different that day. It roared. Its waters, once calm and sparkling, rushed wildly, swirling and churning like a restless dream. Rain from distant hills had swollen its banks, turning it into a fierce, rushing barrier. Gerry stood at the edge, listening. That's when he heard it. From a small patch of reeds came a family of hedgehogs, tiny, trembling, their quills shaking like leaves in a storm. "Oh dear," said Mama Hedgehog, her voice barely louder than the wind. "We must get across. Our home is on the other side, and night is coming." The little hedgehogs peeked at the roaring water and huddled closer together. Gerry lowered his long neck gently. "Hello," he said softly. "Are you in trouble?" Papa Hedgehog sighed. "We are. The river is too strong. We are too small. We don't know what to do." Gerry looked at the river. Then at the hedgehogs. Then back at the river again. He didn't say anything for a moment. Because Gerry wasn't the kind to rush. He thought carefully, kindly, quietly. Then, slowly, a brave idea began to grow. "I might be able to help," Gerry said. The hedgehogs blinked. "You?" one of the little ones squeaked. "But, how?" Gerry stepped closer to the riverbank. The water splashed loudly against the earth, but he remained calm. "I am tall," he said gently. "And steady. If I stretch just right." Carefully, oh so carefully, Gerry spread his long legs across the narrowest part of the river. He planted his hooves firmly on either side. Then, with slow and deliberate grace, he lowered his neck across the rushing water. His body formed a bridge. A living, breathing bridge. The river rushed beneath him, but Gerry did not move. "I will stay very still," he whispered. "You may cross over me." The hedgehogs stared in wonder. Is it safe?" one asked. Gerry smiled softly. "I will not let you fall." Mama Hedgehog nodded. "Stay close, little ones." One by one, the tiny hedgehogs climbed onto Gerry's strong, gentle back. Their small feet tiptoed carefully along his neck as the river roared below. The wind whispered. The water surged. But Gerry stayed perfectly still. Not because he wasn't afraid, but because someone needed him to be brave. Halfway across, a tiny hedgehog slipped slightly. "Oh!" it cried. But Gerry did not panic. "Take your time," he murmured. "You are safe." The little hedgehog steadied itself and continued on. Step by step, heartbeat by heartbeat, they reached the other side. All of them safe. The hedgehog family turned, their eyes shining like stars. "Thank you, Gerry," Mama Hedgehog said softly. "You didn't just help us cross the river. You gave us courage," Papa Hedgehog added. Gerry slowly lifted his neck and stepped back onto solid ground. "I only stood still," he said modestly. "But sometimes," Mama Hedgehog replied, "that is the bravest thing of all." The sun had now dipped below the horizon, leaving the sky painted in deep purples and quiet blues. The river still rushed. The wind still whispered. But something had changed. A small act of courage had built a bridge far stronger than stone. As the hedgehogs disappeared safely into the grass, Gerry looked up at the stars beginning to sparkle above. And though he was tall, though he could reach the highest leaves, he felt happiest knowing he had helped someone small. Because true bravery is not about how big you are, or how strong you seem. It is about being steady, being kind, and being there when someone needs you most.